Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the HollingsWorthless podcast. This will be for Wednesday, January 6th, 2021 of our Lord. As always, I am one of the hosts, Big Irish J. Hollingsworth, and we have the usual suspects, starting from on my screen, bottom right, the Mechanable, aka the Mechanic, Sean McCann.
Usually super great to be here today. It's a little exhausting.
Bottom left.
And you'll see at the end of this.
Yes, we have the Coco co-host, Manulus Rojas Martin. And Phil.
Hello, everybody. If I work at your office, you'd call me Philbert. All right. Yeah.
Like
Okay.
imagine that times 100, and it took about 20 minutes to get through. That's
so
what
good.
the beginning of this looked like.
Yep.
If you were a temp
better
worker,
believe it.
if you were a temp worker, you'd be a fill-in. All right.
Ah!
Like that song? Was that good?
That was all right. That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Before we even start, so everybody knows, we're going to once again put on the end of this podcast what it took to even start this today. It is now, let's see, what time is it right now? It is right now 6:13. I sent a text out earlier today to everybody. Hey guys, going to send an invite for the meeting at 5:55. Everybody responded, thumbs up. Phil responded with a gift, which I'm thinking confirms, okay, we're good to go, right? Oh,
That's
great.
his out.
Yep. Everybody logs in on time and or early, and then Phil comes in at 6:03. And now it's 6:13 and we're starting. So you'll get to see
on my behalf, can I just say this is still an improvement of the days of yore. So you gotta give me something.
No,
Days of
because
my
that's
what?
like saying that. No, that's like saying that brown fresh shit is better shit than gray old white shit. It's still shit.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I have lipstick on, and I'm looking like a pretty beautiful pig right now, you know? Because this pig is dressed up, all right?
That's
I might still be a pig, but I'm pretty.
It's a nice sweater you have on, Phil. I like it. Very handsome, young man.
Well, thank you.
It's by the way, the room they have you in, what are they wanting? What are their demands for the ransom? All right.
Oh,
Have
man.
so much to get to. Okay, I'm going to start off with this because I may get rid of wrinkles here in a minute. This will be mainly for, well, actually, you can get in this too, Manny.
I thought you guys got along.
So, Sean, you got a new kitten. I have a new puppy. Manny, you have cats that you've had them since they were kittens, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And Phil, you don't have any
Have
animals.
herpes.
I'm not surprised. So what I want to know is, you can do 2 or 3 things. The positives of your new kitten, Sean, and the negatives. I know my number one negative.
You go. Let's hear it. You start.
I'll do the positives first. So the positives with Wrinkles is, he's about 3.5 months old. I just got him the 22nd of December. He's already pretty much house trained. He doesn't shit or piss in the house. He doesn't have any accidents unless I'm not paying attention. He'll start to whimper or bark. What's wrong, Phil?
I think Phil saw me getting ready, and then Phil's just like, nope. And I will, yeah, okay.
So he's already potty trained, which is great. He's a pretty chill dog. He's a good little guy. When he gives affection, he doesn't lick you. He kind of, with his mouth closed, he just kind of bumps you with his face, which is weird,
nice.
Which is cool. Those are all positives. The negatives, he does have, like, which Frenchies are known for. He has like the separation anxiety. Like if I go in the other room and he can't see me and I have him in his little playpen area, he'll start barking and you're like, shut the fuck up. So I got to work on breaking that. The number one negative, honestly, is I can deal with everything, dude. It's the lack of sleep. Because fuck, dude, he's able to sleep in my room now, and he will let me know when he has to go up. But like last night, I'm up late playing video games, so I think I went to bed 2 or 3. Wrinkles is in there. We crashed 6 a.m. Wakes me up, has to go out, which is, I'm thankful he wakes me up. So I take him out, go to the bathroom. go back inside. Takes about another 30 to 45 minutes to get, wind back down, go back to sleep. 9 o'clock, wakes me up again, go back out, goes to the bathroom. And then I'm just up at that point. So I'm like, I haven't had a good night's sleep since I got him, which, it is what it is. And I'm trying to like, I for the longest I got to where, I can have good night's sleep. I can wake up whenever I want. And now it's like I'm having to retrain my body to get those naps in to try and get that 8 hours or whatever. So those are my positive and negatives of Rinks. Yours, Sean?
Is he trying to get you to sleep like, from like midnight to 8 in the morning? You're trying to train him to sleep at like 4 a.m. till like noon.
Yeah, no doubt, dude.
He's just trying to keep a normal schedule.
Yeah.
She's down at my feet somewhere here. Come here, kid. So she, so Pearl, the new kitten here. Come here.
Is the name always been Pearl, or does he have another one? Does he have two now, or just the same one?
She has like a name, and then I call her 100 different names. She has
okay.
There you go.
So I call her everything in the world. But she's really good. What I do like is this. She's very like chill.
Yeah.
So she'll let you hold her. She'll fall asleep like this. I don't like that she's trying to get after anything that looks like a string. So she's really sweet. I was having problems with her when she first came because, man, she was just like getting into so much stuff, but she's losing interest in that stuff now, which is good. So she doesn't get in the plant anymore. I got the Christmas tree down, so that's away. I got to start getting her nails clipped because the other thing I don't like is that I've got posts everywhere, like scratching posts,
right?
Which she uses, which is weird too, dude. I never had scratching posts for a cat, and for some reason, a cat just knows that they're supposed to scratch on it, I don't get it.
That's my same. It doesn't make sense to me that dogs know to just go on pee pads. I didn't. It's not like I had to train him. I just put a pee pad in his playpen area, and when he was using them, he would go to him. He didn't piss or shit anywhere else in his little playpen area.
It's weird.
Hey, Sean, does Pearl fuck with the cabinets at all, like the lower kitchen cabinets? Will she go in and try to like open them and and they'll fucking keep clicking and clanging on you? When I had a cat before it was fucking taken away from me, my ex, we put those like not Velcro magnets. We put little magnets on on each side, and so it kept the cat from being that strong to open them and clicking them, which was it was really nice.
I have like sorry, I was gonna say the breeder told me to get this apple citrus thing. I don't know, or not apple cider, but it's like an apple something extract or something that the smell is not too strong. Like you can smell it if it's close, but you're supposed to just spray it on everything, and the dogs don't like the taste or smell of it.
Yeah, it's not so much the smell that bothers them. It's that when you actually apply that to a tip of a bullet, it's the bullet that actually causes the damage.
You learn something new every day.
All right.
Manny, did you? So those are, excuse me, some of the positives and the negatives. What's your number one negative?
That she claws on stuff, man. Like just being, it's like she has to hit the brakes real hard on my chair. Dude, luckily, I got this leather chair over here, and I've noticed that if I rub on the small little marks that she's put in, that it actually forms back up, like the leather forms back up, which is great. But dude, you can only do that so many times. So
yeah.
So that's it. Otherwise, she lets me sleep. She's real cuddly and shit. So she's gotten a lot better over the last couple weeks. I'm happy with her.
Nice.
It's funny. Sean and I will talk and like compare like the advantages of having either or. Like he's like, I want to go up, overlanding. I'm like, just take the cat. And he's like, nah, it's not the same thing as like you can't take like the dog.
I forgot that one. That's a big negative, man, that I'm still working out is how can I get out to, the trails having a cat.
Are you guys going to arrange a little play date when you can?
No way.
for your little animals, have a little play date. They're your kids.
See, I wanted to react to him with like human to human. Just be like, nah, dude, can't do that because X, Y, and Z. You see why you can't.
Manny, did you have when you were raising your cats, do you remember back then like the positive negatives for you?
Oh man, I just even this week, the negatives, like, so Trixie, the fur ball, Mittens, as Jay calls her. She has this thing where if I'm sleeping on the couch, she will literally, like, she's like, "Hey, wake up, motherfucker, it's time to eat." It's like every morning at like 6 to 6:30, she's like, "Hey, it's time to eat," and then if I don't wake up, she'll go knock something off the table. And then it's like, until I feed her, it's just this repetitiveness. Chloe, the orange one, you see that couch back there? She has scratched the shit out of that. I mean, she has a scratching post, but it's like when I'm not paying attention to them during the workday, they want attention.
Ugh.
And they're a lot like Pearl. Well, they'll let you hold them and you could just pet them and they'll go to sleep. But I'm sitting here trying to work with one hand, and type emails. So they're just like kids. But the positives, man, that they're they like to sleep next to you, and they take care of each other. Sometimes Chloe can be a bully to Trixie, but for the most part, they're good. That's the thing is, as they get older, they calm down more, and that's the good part about it. And they use the litter box, so I'm not mad. So.
All right, Wrinkles, I'm going to put him in his fucking cage. No, I'm going to put him in his den real quick, or his little playpen area.
Well, you asked us about our pets, so like, Phil, how are so your roommates? Like, how is?
Well, I wish I could say they were house trained. It's, I won't lie. I'll say, man, living with 10 other men specifically, the house, if you don't look deep, looks clean on the outside. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you start going to grab the dry dishes in the dish rack, and you start seeing film and little chunks of food kind of just stuck onto and you're like, come on, do we not know how to wash a dish around here?
Man.
Or like, just people just pissing on the fucking toilet seat, pissing on the floor of the bathroom, and then not always picking up after themselves after they do it. It's like, dude, we're not 8 years old in here, but there's 10 dudes, and they all have rough backgrounds, and so.
Do you rub their face in it?
I just you said the dudes that you room with, they have rough backs, like they're hairy.
I can't confirm or deny that, Jay.
All right, we got a bunch of stuff to go over. First, you started to talk about something, Sean, that I saw the title and I thought it was a joke. Like somebody, I didn't, Sean knows I never read articles. I send him, I find an interesting title, send it to Sean, and then ask him to explain it to me. But I just saw the title of this. What was that?
So this is about that thing that you guys may have heard of where Chuck Schumer, the House went through some kind of, and I don't know all the specs about it. I don't really think it matters for the story, but they were going through some kind of a wording in some sort of passage of either a law or bill or something from the past. And they wanted to degender the passage. So they took out references to father, mother, son, daughter. Then at the end of all of this in Congress, they went through this spiel and then Schumer goes, "Amen." And a woman.
A women.
And it's like, dude, this is so understand. Look, do what you want to do, Democrats. Do what you want to do. First off, I don't know where I can live anymore because I don't what you guys do is not familiar to me, Democrats.
But was there a sense of sarcasm behind his voice?
No. No.
Okay.
Look, to even say something, it's so ridiculous. First off, amen isn't gender based.
Yeah.
It's not a man, amen. Yeah. It's a Latin origin. And to say a woman and genderize something so you can say that you're degenderizing something with a made up word is the most asinine thing. So keep doing it. You get what you build up though, right? Like you're making your cake and you have to sleep in it too. So if you're gonna, I did that. So if you wanna,
I love that you just bulldozed it, Sean. You're like, fuck them, I don't care.
I knew I was gonna fuck it up, and then I just went with it.
It was great.
So reap what you sow, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go, man. But think about it though.
Not that PC Manny needs to step in, but we respect everybody's opinion on out
not
there.
People think like that.
But I'm I hate to say it, but it's just like I'm with you, man. You know, when you go to the doctor, you know, if you are setting up the appointment, you got to say, hey, I'm, you know, a male. Like I saw somebody post this online one time and they said, they were asking me what my baby was. And I was like, it doesn't know what it wants to be yet. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like that's like, how far are we going to take certain things? You know, like I'm sure that at some point we will be the equivalent of our parents' generation where somebody still uses the word colored because that's what they used growing up. But we're going to be like, oh, I called him he. And then you know, if we have kids, it'll be like, somebody's going to be like, Dad, Jesus Christ, you called him he, not they, you know?
But
And
the other side of that too, though, dude, is it is such a small fraction of percent of people that think and speak that way that
Right.
it will be so inconsequential. The only reason any of us talk about something as asinine as that is because the media pounds on it, sells advertisement, and that's what it's about. But
Well, you know, my gender normative parents.
it's hey, look, no, this isn't to speak. Look, this isn't to get wrapped up in a gender talk. It's
Right.
more about like, dude, anybody can do and be whatever they want. It doesn't matter. Obviously, it shouldn't matter to one person what another person wants to be. Who gives a shit?
exactly.
Right.
It's this idea though that you're taking something. It's your intent, right? I have this thing I say, dude. I don't care what you say to me, dude. It's the intent behind it.
Right.
And it's the intent behind what Schumer was doing that bothers me. And what I hate is usually that stuff doesn't show up my radar because I don't give a shit about the nonsensical bullshit that people do in this world with Twitter and everybody trying to like be funny on Twitter or be the one or get the like.
Right.
So I just didn't like that our government is doing that kind of stupid shit. It's dumb. It's dumb.
I just want to say that we really enjoy you on the podcast, Sean.
So dumb.
See, the intent was there, you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
got it.
And Sean and I mean, actually, I think I've talked about it on here too. It's like, it's not even I know why you're saying like, okay, Democrats, because you know I get that, but both sides, like all of us, dude. I don't know. I watch Fox News, I watch MSNBC, I watch CNN, and you know sometimes I'm watching Fox and I'm like, oh, okay, they're not like. It's not like just blind following Trump shit. Like they're actually going against some of the shit Trump says. And then CNN, you know, but then you get where you're like, can I just get the fucking news? I just want the news.
Right.
I don't want opinion pieces. Everything's a fucking opinion piece. And Don Lemon, I've said it before, he is the fucking worst. He's just preaching, and I'm like, yo, dude, just fucking, it just drives me insane.
Is it not the worst? So it's one thing to preach like Don Lemon. I think what bothers me the most about a guy like Don Lemon, and let's also be very clear, this is the same problem with like the Hannitys of the world and like, you know, all these Andrew Cuomo's starting to tiptoe in this little lake of bullshit too, which sucks because I liked him. But it's the idea like they're spewing all this bullshit and then somebody comes to them and says, hey, the media is slanted to the right, to the left. It's a slanted. It's like a left-wing media, dude. I am a registered Democrat. I tend to vote Democrat. I hold Democrat beliefs, except when it comes to fiscal stuff. Then I do lean more conservative. But as far as social shit goes, I'm all Democrat. Don Lemon says with a straight face, no, what are you talking? All these media outlets, they're all like, no, we're not left-leaning. We're just telling the truth. And I'm like, so see, Don Lemon, you lost me and I'm on your side. I'm supposed to be the one on your side. You lost me because you lost credibility. You're bullshit.
Yes.
You're all bullshit. You can't even admit it.
100%.
I think that's the problem is that a lot of these news reporters are just, like you said, opinion pieces.
Ugh.
They're not, some of them aren't factual. It's not people trying to get to the bottom underlying issue. It's about, oh, this is my opinion. I think you should follow it. Right.
Well, and there's no fucking way that you can have facts streaming for 24 hours a day, right?
That's exactly right.
You have to
That's
fill it.
why.
And now that we're on that stupid 24-hour, news, fucking stream that it's just full of BS and opinions. And oh, hey, let's go get Maggie that lives down on fucking Mulberry Lane and get her opinion on what's going on. It's like
exactly
so
and
nonsensical.
remember, this is a very new thing too. Like people think this is a new thing. Jay and all of us have probably been alive for before this. You know, this really kind of started with OJ. There was no 24-hour news cycle. This started with the OJ. and all branched out from that. And then as soon as 9/11 hit, it was on, dude. And this news cycle is, dude, think back. Go to any one of these, CNN, Fox, any of them. It always says breaking news up top. And it's never breaking news. It's always just what the show's about. But breaking news is the thing. And it's all 9/11.
Dude, I'll watch I'll watch MSNBC and it's like dun 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 breaking news. Man just got parking ticket on the side of the street, next to the White House.
Or even this, or breaking news. So we're back for our second half of talking with, Joe Jackass from Oklahoma.
Exactly.
It's like, no, you're just giving me an intro to what's happening.
And this is
why
why
we
don't know.
Important here at the HollingsWorthless podcast to let you guys know our opinion on all this bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought
man,
Phil was
exactly.
trying to come in and take over some PC Manny work. Whoa, the way you came in there.
No, I would never.
The other
I
thing
would
too
never.
is, and I'll get off of this after, but it's like Don Lemon and certain people. It's when they're having like a discuss or a debate or whatever with someone of the opposite view, whether it's Fox and whoever,
Right.
when they make their point or they call them on the contradiction, it's always like a fucking like a school teacher, like, no, that's now, instead of just being like, instead of like just giving the facts, like, hey, well, from this date, this is what you said then, so can you talk to that? It's never that. It's always like, I'd be like, I'm a fucking man, who are you talking to like this, you fucking weirdo?
Exactly.
But speaking on this, the next thing we had is the Trump phone call and asking for the votes.
Oh shit.
Everybody's heard that, right? Or
Mm.
no?
I listened to the whole thing today.
Yeah,
Oh,
I listened
shit.
to it this weekend.
Yeah.
Fill me
So-
in. Phil Fox.
Do you not know anything about this, Phil?
No, I haven't heard anything about the Trump phone call.
Oh man. So okay, somebody clear this up for me. Was this right after the election or was this prior?
It's now.
Like, this is okay, so this
Recent.
is current.
2
This
days
is just
ago.
recent. Two
Yeah.
days ago. So Phil,
Saturday or
Trump
Sunday,
calls Georgia, what he called not the Secretary of State, but he called
yeah,
whoever's in charge of the vote out there,
yeah.
right? He called them and basically was like, hey, I don't think that your numbers are right. And he's like, look, I'm just looking for 11,780 votes. That's all I need, and kind of like trying to strong arm them, and just be like, hey, it's not going to look good for you if I don't get these votes kind of shit. So it's like,
That's what he said.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's, that right there is, I mean, shit. I mean, Sean knows it. He worked for, the military. I mean, that shit is, I mean, you could try that, right? I mean,
the way he
They
worded
won't.
it, the whole time, it felt like he kept it
he's
in
careful enough.
a bounds. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
where it could be argued that what he did was either right or wrong.
But we all know what he
But-
was doing.
Oh yeah.
Right.
And he'd get right up on the line. He'd be like,
Yeah.
and if you don't do this, first off, what you're doing is illegal by not counting all these votes. And it's not going to be good it's not a good thing for people when people do these things. And you're like, yo,
Wow.
like I would hate to see you get disappeared. When sometimes you lose a piece of paper and you can't find it anymore? Like, yo, dude.
And he said in the vote numbers he asked for was to the exact one more vote, right?
One more.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like,
exactly,
we need he goes, I don't know where, you just got to find that 11,780 votes, which is one more than us. Right?
So,
Yeah.
but if you listen to the whole, yeah, that's true. That's very true. But if you listen to the whole thing's context is that he has what he says are inside sources that are telling him that there's like these 10,000 or these 3,000 ballots that were taken out, moved to Democrat side and ran 3 times. And that by just taking that, he would win.
Yeah.
And then there's 2 people on the phone with him. It's that secretary or state, whoever the fuck it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a lawyer also. And so they're all kind of going at it. And the lawyer is actually handing it back to Trump pretty good.
Yeah.
And saying like, look, I don't know what to tell you, but what we looked at, the numbers are right. And I don't know where you're getting this information from, but it's just not true. Well, did they move things after 3 hours? No. Well, did they move parts of those things after 3 hours? Well, they had to transfer out the ballots to get counted. See right there. And where were the Republicans at for that? There were no Republicans there. Didn't let him say there wasn't any Democrats there either, but just,
Right.
Yeah.
So
And wasn't there something about software that he was trying to say? Like there was, they counted like multiple votes, like
Yeah, that they're
multiple
running
times.
And
3
Dominion's
times.
going to be suing. They're already started suing people that have said that these machines have given false, that are wrong.
Right.
Wow.
It's
Hey,
crazy,
man. Tomorrow's a big day, which when
Yeah.
people are listening to it, it's today. So
Yeah.
today's a big day because it's the 6th, man, and they're supposed to be certifying the stuff. And this is the certifying the elector votes. And Pence has a decision to make right now, and it solely rests on him how he wants to move forward. Does he go with the 12 Congress people led by Ted Cruz?
Right.
I mean, that's a name, by the way. That's power. If Ted Cruz is there, that's legitimate on the Republican side. Yeah.
And the House people that are going to do it. But here's the thing is Democrats control the House. We haven't seen yet if Democrats are going to control the Senate. But, at the end of the day, you need both houses in order to cancel out the Electoral College. So, I mean, you're setting a precedent where it's like, okay, is this, but I don't think the Democrats will play that number. Even if Republicans do this shit this time, Democrats won't come back next time if Republicans win and be like, oh, well, hey, we don't know if it was, because they don't play politics like Republicans do.
I heard a Republican actually said he was saying if this in 2024, if the Democrats go this route, Republicans, we can't say anything. We have no leg to stand on for how we've acted in this. And it was a Republican saying that.
But here's the thing is like Republicans, they time and time again, they say shit, right? Like think about this during Obama's, like, when he was trying to get Merrick Garland certified or, get him like at least a vote. They were like, no, it's we got to let the people decide. We got to let the people vote. And, there's only, 2 years left. So we'll let the people vote. Then we'll see about the justice, about getting them voted in. Same thing happened, with Trump. It's, you got time and let's, Democrats are like, okay, let's let the people vote again. And they're like, nah, we're in control. So,
yeah. And dude, if you remember too, it's there's so much video about this too, but back in 2015, when all of the, in November, after everything got voted on and it said that Trump won a big landslide too, Clinton's people went to court and were suing against it, as has happened all the way back since Gore, right? When that whole thing happened.
Really?
But there is video of all the Republicans, and you can side by side them with them then and now. And back then they're like, the people have spoke. It was a landslide. He won by 307. Why are we doing this? This is un-American. Well,
it's crazy.
Real Americans would go through, and then the next time you see him 4 years later, they're saying the exact opposite.
Yep. Exactly.
Hey, just most importantly, let's just remember January 20th comes, and most importantly, Trump
Be right back. Sorry.
will not be in the office.
Yeah,
you know what
that's
I'm saying?
right. Biden will be president on the 20th, and I know there are tens of millions of people who don't believe that's true. That's the problem. There's literally
they got
millions.
another thing coming.
Yeah, probably
Well,
people
what?
actually listening to this podcast. There are a few that also think that, and I know that's probably enraging them right now. And like, who the fuck are we? I'm just being a logical person, and I've looked unbiasedly at the facts involved, and it is.
That's what it takes.
Man.
It takes looking at facts to know the truth of what's happening in a certain situation.
You have to.
Well, hey, you know what, guys? It never fails, whether it snows or hails.
Pitch.
But guys, we have listener emails.
Oh, it all right.
Yeah. So why don't we give some love to our fans?
How did they know, or how did they even get those to
That's
us?
a great question, Sean. I know they didn't come by owl. I know they didn't come by plane.
Wait, who's Al? Al Gore? His internet?
Who? Who?
I'll be right back.
All right.
I just got it. It took the third who, and then I've noticed the pattern. Got it.
Okay. Yeah. They came by way of hwppod@gmail.com.
What is it?
hwppod@gmail.com. And our first one is from Anani Reviews.
Anani.
Anani.
Anani. No.
Yeah. He says he or she, I'm not sure, Anani, but it says,
Oh,
hey,
is
Manny.
that you just not being able to pronounce anonymous?
It's
Anani mouse. It's Anani mouse.
Why do
it's
I
not-
believe that's
maybe-
true?
Maybe it's an anonymous review. I imagine you're right. It's anonymous, but it says, "Hey Manny, Jay, Sean, and Phil. I just listened to the Christmas episode and was laughing out loud on my drive home from visiting family for Christmas. I really enjoy Manny as the newest addition to the podcast, and I love the Love and Black and White podcast too. I enjoy Sean's intelligence, Phil's awkwardness.
doesn't.
Is this real? Is this real or is he playing a character? That's funny.
Oh, so
No,
good.
that's fucking real, man.
Yeah.
Manny's nice guyness, lol, and Jay's nice, but kind of a-hole humor. LOL. I don't know how else to describe it.
A Hulk?
Yeah, a hole. Yeah, a hole humor.
A
You're
hole?
right.
Are you trying to say
Yeah.
a hole?
Yeah, that's what's there.
Okay. I thought you said.
I thought you said Hulk.
Yeah, I thought you said the
Yeah.
Oh,
Hulk.
no, he has a hyphen hole. So
Okay.
I love it.
Will somebody
And
else
then-
read this, please,
Yes,
so I understand what it's
seriously.
saying?
shut up. Shut up. I discovered Jay through Kev on Stage, Manny through
Uh.
Jay, and the others through the podcast. Hope you are having or have had a great holiday season. Any goals for the next year? This is assuming the vaccine allows the world to become somewhat normal. Thanks for the
God, no
laughs.
doubt.
Big fan.
Oh,
First of
Hell
all,
yeah.
thank
Very
you.
much.
Thank you. As Phil says,
Anonymous.
Anani Mao. What'd you say?
Anani reviews. Anani reviews.
Anani reviews. Okay.
Anonymous
Yeah.
reviews. Yeah. Thank you for the listener email.
Yeah.
First, let's
Yeah,
say
cool.
no. This is not a character. That is Phil, 100%. Second, Sean is not that intelligent. Fucking all right. Easy.
Smart.
I mean, he may be white Jay-Z, but they'll give him that. That will never fucking, dude. You should just get business cards.
Every day goes through my head. Oh God. I love
Project
it.
manager slash
Oh,
known
shit.
as the white Jay-Z.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my
Fuck.
god. So
Um,
good.
You have another
And
one,
then,
Phil?
I do. Yeah, I do want to go over. He said goals. I do want to go over like some resolutions that we have for this year at some point in the podcast.
You
if
know what?
we have time for it.
Can I go? You know what? Here's my goal that I would love. If this year permits it, I mean, the power move for me would be all of us doing something, right? So for me, it would be Sean booking the show, Jay headlining, me middling, and Phil with the best hosting ever, or I'll host and Phil can feature, whatever. You know, just all of us
No, we're not there
having-
yet.
having a
Hey,
power
well,
move
for-
where we all get paid and we're
Take
all
a
doing
take?
something we love. Yeah.
First of all, I think that whole thing would be great if Phil bombed hosting. I would say along the same lines, but I wouldn't want it. Sean books a show and then we do it. I would love like a live. If we could do a live one of
Oh,
these
yeah.
somewhere,
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
Big Pine Comedy Festival or and maybe at a comedy
Hey,
festival.
Big
or whatever.
Pine.
Yeah.
Ooh, dude, that'd be dope.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where we're all
Yeah, there are
there.
podcast festivals now. They have podcast festivals. I don't know if that's what you just said, right? Our next email comes from. Anyway,
Jesus Christ.
I'll go
I
over
love
my
it.
goal. My goal is to start online dating for reals
Yeah.
this year. I'm
I
clean
saw
and
that.
sober, and I'm ready. I'm back at it, baby. I've never been on an online date before, and I am ready to see what is out there.
What do you
Now-
think of that,
Wow.
man? What's your
Okay.
thoughts about online dating? Yeah. Oh, Jay. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
You know.
obviously, I'm
Give me
like
some
the,
tips, guys.
the online dating pro here, but this will sound like I'm being funny, but this is legit. Are you going to do that? You're bi and guy or girl?
I most likely am looking for women, but I do think it would be pertinent to bring that subject up like early on in,
Well, you
in
there
the
most of the online dating stuff you can put in your profile like straight, bi, whatever.
Right.
And you can also put
Um,
in there in your the bio, you know, like I'm a cocksucker, whatever.
And he's not even talking like sexually yet.
Yeah.
You're just a cocksucker.
God
I'm
damn
an
it.
asshole, also fond of them.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
I mean, I just, yeah, I want to find a freaky chick. That's what it is. So
Are you trying to get laid, or are you trying to find somebody to kick it with?
Whatever will take me.
Dope, man. That's good.
Would you date like a let's say a trans woman?
I don't know. I guess it's just, for me, it's really just
connection.
if I find that, the right person. I have a feeling. I've obviously never dated, with for the same team, but I've never really entertained it, and I thought about it probably a couple months ago for the first time. I actually asked myself that question. I was like, whoa, that would be so different. But I don't know, it'd be an experience, be a story to tell.
Yeah.
And you can catch that on the HollingsWorthless.
Yeah,
that's right.
Great podcast app.
But yeah, how about you, Jay or Sean?
Well, really quick, I want to go back because you kind of just bulldozed when we were talking about the other thing.
What are you talking
That's cool.
about?
No, that's cool. Dude, like I was saying, I think it would be dope. I don't know if this is a resolution or a goal or whatever, but if we get to the point where we can start having live performances more like back the way it was last year before March, which is so fucking weird to say, but because for Sean, I just want Sean for whatever Sean wants to do. But like, if down the road he is back working in comedy as a booker or a manager of a comedy club or whatever, because that's what he wants to do, awesome. But I would love it as part of as this show, all of us together.
Oh yeah, I'd do that
because Sean's in a. I think Sean's in a different. I think he can still go back into that lane, if he has a desire, but he's also in a different lane now, I think. With this podcast and then other stuff that we're in the works on, I
think it would be cool too if we did do live shows like that, because this show has evolved a lot through kind of its structure, and we used to have guests on, and the show format would be interviewing the guest kind of about themselves, how they got started, and their comedy career. Kind of, it would be cool to have a guest on, even every now and then, what we do now, but especially if we were live and they just joined in on what we're doing now, instead of really, interviewing them about themselves. I mean, there could be a little bit about that, but if they just joined in on the topics we're talking about now, I think that'd be really fun. And then that way we could also try to widen our audience too by promoting it with their fans and followers.
Absolutely.
Well, since we're having a production meeting, I've got a few things to bring up too.
All right, Jay-Z, what's up?
Nobody cares about this.
Oh, that's it.
What's your goal, man? What's your goal?
To get through this podcast tonight. Second one though is I want my goal for what? Just in general for this year? Is that what this was? Yeah, my goal is there's a few projects that are kind of in the works. I'd like to actually make some traction on each of those. Jay knows, a couple of them, and then a couple other things. I want to get outside more this year, and explore. For those that haven't heard before, I like to get out and go see if they're, old mines or ghost town areas or, abandoned buildings out in the middle of nowhere in the desert and stuff. So I just want to go explore more stuff. I think overall, though, I want to make up for everything lost last year, in a way. Like, there's 4 Pearl Jam shows that got canceled.
I was going to go to my first live Pearl Jam thing with a show with Sean, and I was looking, dude. It was like the initial one. Sorry, I know I'm cutting you off, Sean, but it's related to this. So initially, like Sean, I know Pearl Jam is Sean's, like, that's his thing. That's like his, you can see all the artwork behind him and everything, and it's a part of who he is, the music, the vibe, everything. So when originally when it came up, he was like, we were going to go to the one in LA, right? Was that at the Forum? Yeah.
One of the 2 shows at LA. Yeah.
So Sean was like, hey, so this, I'm going to get you a ticket for this. And at first it was like, I'm excited for this because I know this is a part of Sean, and this is like, this is getting to
sacred.
Yeah, exactly. But then,
like my religion, my church.
yeah, but then during quarantine and shit, I started listening to Pearl Jam, and I was fucking texting Sean, which I like, these are songs he's known for decades, literally. And I'm like, dude, I'm listening to this song. This
Fucking
is the
present
greatest-
tense, dude. You got to hear it.
Dude, it's the greatest chill song. And he's like, I know, Jay. And so then I was like, I can't wait because I'm fucking really digging fucking Pearl Jam now. I have favorite songs and shit like that. And so I was like,
Release.
fuck,
Yeah.
man. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
man, dude. Fucking.
Yeah.
Wait, I
that's the
played that
one.
for my mom when she was dying, way to bring
see?
that
Oh,
up.
Yeah, man.
Just ruin the song. for
Sean no
everybody.
longer Sean no longer likes Pearl Jam. He just takes a lighter to all the heart.
Oh god.
Yeah, dude, it was gonna be fun. And there was there was the LA shows. There was 2 there. There's one in San Diego, and there was and then the Ohana Fest, and then the one in Arizona,
Jeez,
and all
that's
got
crazy.
canceled.
Man.
But I have all the tickets still, so it's just like as soon as it happens, it happens.
I'm
Yeah,
not even
hopefully it's just
joking.
like push. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the dog has literally not stopped barking since they put him in the other room. He's still
I can't
Oh
even
wow.
the
Can't
neighbors
hear
must
him.
be-
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank God.
I was gonna say I who knows how all the concert stuff's gonna go, but I really hope that it's just like as far as everything that's been scheduled already, that it was just like pushing pause and everything resumes pretty much right in order that it was supposed to be.
That's a big
before it all
problem, too.
happened. Yeah,
People
it's-
lost their jobs and positions,
Yeah.
and
It's so hard. It's like so I was on the cusp of getting on New Faces for Montreal, right? And
Nice.
that was 2 years ago. And then last year they were like, one of the comedy clubs out here in Seattle hit me up and was like, hey, they want to see you again. Would you and Monica Nevi, be up for auditioning again? And I'm like,
Monica.
yeah. And I'm like, damn, I'm like, that's cool. I'm on their radar, and I was
Oh,
on
yeah.
NBC's radar the year before, but you don't know if you've fallen off after that shit. You know what I mean? So
Sean
it's just
almost
like-
just took out his whole desk.
Jeez. That almost went.
But
dude, same thing, Manny. I had Amazon Laugh After Dark.
right.
I had the audition. I got it. You're selected. You're going to be on season 3. It's going to be on Amazon Prime. We're going to film it March 22nd. Put the date
Yep.
down. Look forward to it.
Oh.
Then okay, guys, we're going to push this back. We're not sure, maybe in a couple months. Okay.
Yep.
See you next year. So
Mhm.
I mean, they keep putting things like we're excited to film season 3. We don't know when it is, but same thing though.
Yeah. And it's like, you think about it, it's like, how many of us have actually worked that muscle of, our material or just what? So it's like, fuck, hopefully, you can get enough stage time before to get a good audition in. But I mean, you don't work that muscle in a year and you're kind of like a little rusty. So
Yeah.
yeah, right. One of the things that I like, sorry, Phil, didn't mean to cut you off,
No,
but
you're
like
good.
when you haven't done a joke for a while, you start forgetting how the fuck to tell it. You know what I mean? And you could be on stage in the middle of a joke, you're 3 steps ahead in your mind, and you're like, oh fuck, I know it has an ending. I don't know where it is. And sometimes you fish it out, and sometimes you just kind of ad lib and get there. But
Dude, when I was in
it's-
Oklahoma City, I was going through some old sets, and I was like, I found a joke. I was like, holy shit, dude. Why did I stop doing this joke? I was like,
yeah.
I just started working. It was getting good. And then for some reason I just stopped. And so I started doing it again in Oklahoma City,
Yeah.
But it's
Crazy.
fucking,
Along with our goals, guys, we have another email that kind of follows up with that. It's from our friend of the podcast, Stefan Ward. Thanks for emailing in, Stefan, to hwppod@gmail.com.
he came into my
Um,
stream the other day. My online, I was playing COD. Yeah, not that stream, Sean. But it's fucking the golden shower.
My brain,
he-
dude, it's just
yeah.
for words.
Yeah, he came in and said hello and everything, and I was like, oh shit, what's up, Stefan? And he was saying how he
Yeah.
loves the new format and everything. But anyways, go ahead.
Stefan's great. Thanks for listening, Stefan. We love you. He says, "Hey, Quad Pod, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on New Year's resolutions?" Which we kind of went over, but then he says, "And have you ever made them and followed through?" So he wants to know if we've ever followed through with a resolution, and he says, "My resolution is to see each of you on stage in 2021." Well, hey, we just discussed how that could happen.
There you go.
Even Sean at the Chuckle Dome in Baton Rouge
I was
in
gonna
September.
Fuck yeah, man. See, he gets me. I got a fan.
Dude,
he gets
holy
me.
shit.
He'll be there for it too. That's what I
Yep.
love. He'll be
Yep.
there for it. Fuck
And
yeah.
then-
Stefan, what a stud.
Love it.
Yeah. So thank you. And we have one more, but if we want to move on, we can get to it
No,
next
let's hear
week.
it.
But yeah.
Let's hear it.
Okay, great. And then let's go over if we have resolutions that we have actually held to. Our last one is from Daphne. Thank you, Daphne. I believe you emailed us recently, so thank you for emailing again.
She also,
says, "Hi,
I think
guys."
she also emails the Love in Black and White.
We love Daphne.
Perfect.
Oh, nice.
She says, "Hi guys, hope all is well. While listening to other comedian interviews, it appears being a stand-up comedian is not an easy career." Which leads me to this: what made you decide to become a stand-up comedian? Thanks for all the laughs, Daphne, a loyal listener from Charlotte, North Carolina. Thanks,
Hell
Daphne.
yeah.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
Daphne. Phil, you can answer this when you start. Once you start. Just kidding.
Cocksucker.
Who wants to go first?
You're like, Phil, before you go, Sean, will you go first?
Yeah. The Chuckle Dome.
You know, I'll start. Believe it or not, my mom was the person who talked me into doing stand up. Like, you know, I had just gotten a promotion at the bank. It was a new job. I was like, oh, I'm gonna be making like $16 an hour, Mom. She's like, you know, that's great and everything, but I thought you would do more with your life than just work at a bank. And I was like,
Jesus
what?
Christ.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, and so she was
Secondly,
like, you know,
how about you fuck yourself, son?
exactly. And I was like, all right, you know, what are you thinking?
As
She
a
was like,
tear.
I know, yeah.
I just got a promotion, Mom.
And she was like, you know, you were always, you know, funniest in the class, you know, in your drama class, you got voted, you know, most talented, all this stuff. She's like, I thought you'd do comedy or maybe act or something. And that kind of opened up, you know, the door. And believe it or not, she actually really did send me a link. Her and her husband sent a link to being a ringmaster in a black circus. So
Amazing.
yeah, so I didn't do that part, but then she was like, well, why don't you try comedy? And literally I plotted it for like a few months, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do this. And I went up on stage. I was so scared, my voice cracked, and I said something about how small my dick was, and the crowd laughed, and I was hooked ever since, man. It was crazy.
Was your first time at Giggles?
Laughs.
Laughs.
Yeah.
Nice.
In Kirkland. And it's funny, Manny actually has a hilarious joke about the black circus, which, you know, won't really do it here, but it's so funny.
Dude.
Phil?
I would say when I was like probably about 12 or 13 years old, you know, Comedy
Is this
Central.
a story about your uncle?
I wish. I mean, not like
My
that
uncle always
happened or
wanted to be a
anything.
ventriloquist dummy and wanted to get into show business.
No. I was probably 12 or 13. This was Comedy Central Presents pretty much was just really becoming a thing. I think it was in its first season. And Dane Cook and Pablo Francisco both had these half-hour specials, and this was really my first exposure to what stand-up comedy was. And I was like, what is this person doing? I was like, they're just being the weirdest human being I've ever seen be, and they're doing it on TV, and this is their job. I was like, fuck that. That's just too crazy. I can't believe it. And it was like, dude, I want to do that so bad.
Yeah.
I just fucking be a weirdo, and that's your job.
I was just going to say that's what audiences say now when they see you. What
What
is this guy doing? He's just being a weirdo.
Yes. But yeah, you know, and then almost the opposite of you, Manny. The more I told my parents that, the more they said, you know, you should really think about getting a real job and not relying on that working out for you.
Mine's kind of similar to Manny's. His mom actually told me I should try stand up. I was making breakfast for Manny like Ving Rhames in Baby Boy. Just my butt naked white ass. Yeah. No. Oh, God, what a fucking horrible visual. You want eggs, Manny?
Mommy, you got this motherfucker up in
Oh, fuck. All jokes, Mrs. Martin, I love you. All right. No, it's, you know, it's a trip. So my pops growing up, my dad listened to he was a big fan of Cheech and Chong, which is crazy. Don Rickles, Richard Pryor, Red Fox. Those were like my dad's kind of go-tos. And then, of course, I named my dog. That was one of the odes to my pops, kind of was naming the dog after Don Rickles. But I always wanted to do stand-up. I was living in Oregon at the time, working at Yahoo, and I started kind of writing premises and ideas for jokes, but I just pussied out and never went to an open mic. I moved to Boston. I ask a girl out. She tells me she can't do it on a certain night because she has improv or comedy class, she said. I was like, comedy class? So sends me a link to the Boston Center for Adult Education. She was taking an improv class. Who fucking does that? And you can check out Manny's improv shows. And then there was one for stand-up comedy. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't know anybody out here. I'm gonna take it and see what happens. Took the stand-up class, and if you don't know comedy or stand-up comedy classes, a lot of comics will shit on stand-up classes because they're like, oh, you can't teach it, whatever. Cool, whatever. I don't give a shit. But what happens with the stand-up comedy class is you do the class, and then you have a graduation show. Everybody invites their friends and family, and literally everybody does great because everybody is there to support them. So I knew this, so I told the teacher, who's now a good buddy of mine, Dana J. Bine, shout out to Dana J. I told him, I was like, I'll do the graduation show, of course, or whatever, but I want to do something. I want to do a show somewhere else and earn my laughs. Like if I eat shit, I want to eat shit, or I want to earn my laughs. So he had me contact this dude, Scotty Lombardo, who's now also one of my good buddies. Scotty put me on this show that I had no business doing. It was like a showcase show with like some huge heavy hitters. Shane Moss was on the show, Mike Kaplan,
Wow.
Tyler Bowe, Brian Moot, Andrew Slater, and Dan Crone, who's like a Boston stud.
Wow.
And so I did 8 minutes. Looking back on it now, it's awful, but and I got off, and immediately, like Manny was saying, he did that first time, got that laugh, and you were hooked, right? I've always said this, for me with comedy and stand-up, it's always been the science of it. Even the very first time, like, not to sound like an asshole, but I've always been able to make people laugh or friends laugh or whatever. So as soon as I got off stage, my first thought immediately was like, okay, this one guy said something. I should have said something there. Why didn't I think of something? Why did they laugh at this? I don't know why were they laughing at that? This didn't work. Why didn't that? It's all the science of comedy. And that's always been what gives me a boner, so to speak, about comedy is just as comics, and this, Sean, is a touring, world headliner, that you get a premise, and in your head you're like, I know this is funny, and then you try it, and for whatever reason it's not working. And this is what I love about stand-up, is you'll change a voice inflection, or you'll change a word, or you'll rearrange it, and then it's like it unlocks the fucking matrix, and then it fucking destroys, and you're like, that was it? What the fuck?
Right.
And so
that's what I do with your guys' jokes that you bring me, is I kind of just unlock that matrix.
Yes.
And then
then you use our jokes on the road.
You get it.
You've never done that for any of my jokes.
Well, no,
Like
he's
to
saying
hear one.
jokes. Yeah.
It's so true. I mean, I would say I give a lot of my success to Jay, because it was like, I remember having open mics, and I had great open mic sets, but he wouldn't let me enjoy it. I would get off stage, and he's like, hey, what could you have done better? Hey, you could have done this, this, and this. And it was always a thing of pushing each other to be that much better the next time on stage, not just resting on how well you do, but learning from like the little mistakes and building on it. And I think in the long run, it's like, we always say, be your smallest cheerleader, but your biggest critic. And, I think it pushed us to be that much better on stage. I don't know what Phil's motto is, but
you guys never gave me that feedback.
We're like, just don't bomb. That's what we usually would say with Phil. Hey man, just don't bomb. no, that's
You
like,
never gave me that feedback.
Manny and I would like, because we would work together a lot at the parlor and stuff, or we would go out on the road. Like we did it in Richland, where we would challenge each other, where we're like, all right, we got to do a brand new joke. Each set, you got to do a brand new joke, and you can't rest on if it bombs, you can't go, it's new stuff. You can't say, you gotta fucking take it to the face,
Dude, And so we did this all weekend, and actually it was at the Underground, and I burned through three new jokes in one set, and he was like, "No, you can't use those next time." I was like, "Fuck." So, yeah.
Oh fuck. I will say this about Phil. Like we always joke and shit on Phil and everything. And you know, not that you want a critique or advice, or I've told you this though before too, Phil.
Man.
Is if Phil can unlock the funny about him off stage and like you know, and I don't know what to say or do that, you know,
Right.
that's gonna, but and he knows this, we've talked about this before. Phil will be a fucking monster if he can unlock that thing that everybody loves about, because Phil's so fucking likable. He has that likability. And if he can unlock that thing that when he's off stage and with us just being Phil and put that onto stage, he's going to be a person that's hard to follow.
You know what's cool is I've noticed, like, probably within the last week, and I don't know if it's how much time I have clean and sober or what, but like within the last couple days specifically, my mind has really started to fire on just like new material, like jokes. I have not put the pen to paper with those jokes,
Really
so they're gone.
shocking.
But but you know, it's like, oh, cool, this shit is starting to come back. And that, like, when I feel that's what gives me the fire to want to go find a stage and try this shit out. So
sure.
wish there was one to do that, but yeah, I haven't had that feeling in probably fucking at least a year or two, which at least
There's nothing
So-
better than like you know, getting a new idea for a joke or premise, and then you're like, oh fuck, and you'll, you know, there's some you're like, I gotta figure this out, but then there's some you get right away, you're like, oh fuck, this is gonna, I can't wait to hit the stage and try this out, and then you do, and you're like, oh fuck, it's working now, what can I add to it, you know?
Totally.
Even my first time doing stand up, it's pretty much like the last time. Most of the shit didn't work and like one thing did. But yeah, I got that first laugh too. I mean, I think I can't really remember exactly what I said in my jokes, but one of the first things I said was definitely like, I made a consent joke, which is just really stupid. That didn't really get a laugh. But then I did my silent B joke about my mom being a silent, you know, or she's a really loud B versus silent B. And that one did pretty well. And so yeah, I got
Sean, so a lot of people don't know your history and stand up. So do you want to tell people?
Yeah, what was
about,
your first joke, Sean?
Your, not necessarily your first joke, but just, you know, like you're a world-renowned, respected headliner. So
Absolutely.
just your history with how you got into stand-up.
Yeah. So I actually, okay, come on, let's get down here. So
Oh yeah, take your time.
getting rid of the cat. So
I was going to school. I was going to college. I was going to be a cop. And so as I was in school, I'm going to, for people that can't see, anyway.
Yeah.
Fucking
So
Just it's Phil.
no, but I will say, I'll be serious because I was going to make up something. But this really was, I was doing hip hop shows. So I was producing hip hop shows. And I went down to, oh, here comes a huge name drop. I went down to LA to meet with this dude, Polo, who was managing the Black Eyed Peas. This was back when they were a hip hop group, and like a good hip hop group. And so we were going down there to meet with them. And so then we went to a show, and I went to the Comedy Store, and I had never been to a comedy show except for seeing Pauly Shore in Portland at some.
Oh, so you'd never seen a good comedy show?
Never seen. Yeah. Dude, that was just crazy wild.
Yeah.
That was like in 91 or 92, I think.
He moved here to Vegas, by the way.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry.
Oh,
Keep
wow.
going. Sorry.
Yeah, dope. So, oh no, I meant no. Cool. That's awesome. Good for him.
Yeah.
So, I went to the store with my buddy, and Joe Rogan was there at the time. And so, dude, for me, Joe Rogan was just a host of that whatever the show was. You know,
Fear Factor.
Yeah. And also he was an actor in news radio. Like I was aware of that too. And I thought he was funny, but so I go in there and we're sitting there and dude, there's these girls that are over in the corner and they're doing this thing I wasn't aware of, but it's called heckling. No idea what this is. And dude, he ran up inside their assholes, swam around for a while and came out. And dude, I didn't know what that was that happened. And then I figured it out and I was like, fuck hip hop. This is my shit.
Yeah.
And dude, I was so, because dude, the other side of it is for me, comedy, and I know Jay and I have talked about this a lot, but I know we've all talked about this before, but dude, comedy and comedians and the environment of comedy fits me like it just fits so right. The people in comedy for the most part, man, are coming from a place, not like a tangible place, but they're like coming from a place, and they have thoughts and they have opinions and points of view. And I love the mechanics of it. I love the science of jokes. I love the science of writing. I love to write, and I love the science of why things work. And it was interesting what you were talking about, Jay, is when you're talking about like, okay, well, why did they laugh at that? And if this would have happened with an inflection, there would have been this kind of outcome. I learned that through getting bullied. As you're saying it, I'm like, that, funny for me is a defense mechanism, like it is for a lot of funny people, but it was a thing I had to create. It was both an armor and a weapon. And so I needed to understand how to wield it. So just like with martial arts, I'm sure you learn when something's coming like this, you don't think about coming at it like this and blocking. It's just your instant reaction is, it's kind of like I made I said something just a few minutes ago where I said, I'm just looking for the word.
Yeah.
It's that as soon as I hear a word, I'm always looking for the thing. So that's what really intrigued me about comedy, dude. It was like the people, the amount of talent, what it takes, the balls. Anybody who goes up there is fucking tough. I love the mental toughness it creates, or that somebody has to have to get on stage.
Right.
And it's funny too, because like I will I've done this with all of you guys, but I'll hit Sean up lots of times, like running premises by him and getting his input, because I respect his point of view as a person in comedy. He's seen everybody and worked with everybody in stand up, and it's crazy, like what you say about the Joe Rogan and the heckling thing. I think I don't know. Do you guys all know Gabe Botten? He's a photographer, also books shows down south, South Seattle, or like Tacoma down there.
Yeah, cool dude.
Yeah, great guy. One of my buddies, and we play online Call of Duty pretty much every night. He's with me and Tony Baker and all them. So, but he was telling me last night that the first time he ever saw me was I was doing a golf course in like Tacoma. I don't remember I remember the show vaguely, but he said there was
Chehalis, probably.
Yeah,
for those that are listening.
Yeah, that don't fucking know where Chehalis is. So, but Stephen Ward, the one person, will be like, oh yeah, I know where that's. Yeah. But he was saying there was a lady that was in the front row that was drunk, and he said, my whole set, I just like riffed and destroyed her. And he was pretty new at getting involved with comedy, and he said that's what he said, he'll never forget it, and made him a huge fan of mine. And I was like, I don't really remember much, but it's fucking, comedy's so crazy. And like what you were talking about, Sean, like the people is, the kindred spirits, and the it's like stand up is a one man, it's not a team event, but the community is definitely a vibe. It's definitely a thing, and like anybody that knows me from Kev, like you see with like Kev and all the people that Kev works with, it's like that everybody is working together, and like, hey, check out this person, and like I'm going to use this company because that's another comic works with them, and they're involved in that. So it's just I love stand up. It's once you find it, like if that's your calling, once you find it, you literally are like, I can't imagine doing anything else.
Yeah. And it's a living entity too. Like it's one of those unique industries where all the people involved in comedy, again, not everybody, but most, but like they're all creative people too. And so it's not just that they're creating their own, material and stuff. It's like, okay, so we create. So what are we going to create now? Let's do this video series. Let's do this podcast. Let's do this live event. Like it's just like this constant wealth of, or constant movement of creativity and then execution on, dude. I love it.
And that's the beautiful thing about it is that, like, I was like, people pay you to do this shit. You know what I mean? And it's like, when you find out, a lot of the fans may not know this, but we have known, I mean, Chappelle, right? I mean, 100,000 for a show, like that's that just blows my mind. You know, people don't make that in a year, you know, and it's like you
I-
made that in less than an hour.
And
you
that
know?
I think all of us in comedy have to.
Let's just be clear. A lot of work goes into
lot
getting
of
to that
work.
hour,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you know, yes, it
And
pays
also,
off
let's be
well.
clear, Chappelle for an hour's worth of time is getting way more than 100 grand.
Exactly.
I mean, that's like Ralphie May. I don't know why I just said Ralphie May. But hey,
Yeah.
I would say it's
R.I.P.,
closer to like
R.I.P..
Ralphie May money.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, I was gonna say that it's like sometimes I have to, because as comics, you know, you always want to be as successful as possible. But I don't know any comic at any level, whether it's Chappelle, Kevin Hart, whoever, that's like, oh, I'm good, I'm done. I'm, you know, I just want to maintain here.
Eddie
I
Murphy.
think everybody's always trying to strive to do better, but I think also like I have to remind myself, and Sean helps me sometimes because I'll fucking be, you know, bitching or whatever, and that I have to remember back being in Boston, seeing a dude's name at Nick's Comedy Stop on the billboard or whatever, and don't know who the guy is, and going in and watching him and just seeing this dude and that nobody still probably knows the person, and just going, wait, you travel around the country and you make a living telling fucking dick jokes? You can do that? And I remember at that time going, if I can ever get to that level, I'll be set for life. That if I can make a living just telling jokes, I can't ask for anything more. And I have to sometimes remember that. And with that,
Now let me say, I want to just say one quick thing on that though, because just relatable for people listening. I think it's important for whatever it is you do in your life, whether it's a relationship thing or your job or whatever it is, even like hobbies or things you have goals set for yourself that you want to accomplish. And even like pause this now and do this, or do it after the show, man. Take time, whether you're driving to work, which isn't happening, but wherever you are, where you have a moment to yourself, and lift yourself up to 30,000 feet and look down and get a real good perspective of where you are compared to where you were.
this is what Sean does for me all the time, by the way.
You have to. You got to fucking stop, because if you don't recognize it, you can't. Because, dude, I go with what you said, Manny, earlier about, you know, being your biggest this and your littlest that, right?
Yeah.
Your biggest. There's this thing, though, and I won't say who it was because it'll ruin what I'm trying to say, but a person was, you know, said, hey, asked him about his company. He's like, it's the best company ever. It's huge. It's one of the best things that's ever happened in this world. Da-da-da. And Katie Couric on the Today Show goes, Donald, why? I'm just making names up. Donald, why is it every time somebody asks you about your companies, you like tell them how great it is and how successful? He's like, because if I didn't, who would?
Right.
And that has stuck with me forever. He wasn't president, but dude, take the 30,000 foot view, look at what you've done, be honest with yourself, find the positives in it, because you can get into the negatives. I know that.
Yep.
Find the positives in it too, though, because that's the point of the exercise, and recognize it, and then tell people about it in a way that isn't, you're not an arrogant asshole, but let them know this is what you are and what you do, so you can further yourself. So, dude, take that time for yourself.
Yeah, have a-hole humor. Don't be the a-hole. You know what I mean?
Damn it. I had a nice thing.
I was gonna say that it was perfect. I was gonna be like, we can end.
Yeah,
we can end
exactly.
it on that. But...
Nobody needs to say anything. We could just end on that nice bow.
Yep.
Right.
All
That's
right.
what. Yeah. What did I do?
I hope everybody appreciates this character that Phil does. All right, so let's get our plugs in. Sean, you want to hit up first? Where?
Yeah.
You,
so
and your
I'm
social
up
media.
in cool at the Mechanical, and then this weekend I'll be up at Ottawa at the Fish Tank. We're scoping out some new places. We're gonna get, you know, after the COVID here. So I'll keep you guys posted.
I can
Crazy. That's the place though. It's called the Fish Tank, but they have no seafood, right?
You know it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so crazy.
And
yeah.
tank is spelled with an L. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird.
Manulus.
Yuck.
Let's see. So this weekend, Sunday, 7:00, new improv show. So yeah, I'll send the link to you guys so you can harass me and make fun of me. And then outside of that, just follow me at Manny Martin JR, and then also check us out on Love in Black and White. And then please remember to like, subscribe, and write a review on the HollingsWorthless podcast. We appreciate
You're
you,
the best, man.
especially for listening this far.
Phyllis.
Yeah, you know, I'm available, ladies.
Or guys.
Yeah, hey, whatever, I'll take
Oh,
if you're
man.
giving, I'll take it.
They're both puking right now.
Yeah, so slide into my PMs, my Phil messages, my DMs, my dick messages. Okay, anyway, sorry.
So dumb. And Jay.
So yeah, at like the
Oh
animal
no,
on
he's
everything.
not done yet. Hold on, he's
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
done.
there you go.
Also, please send us mail, hwppod@gmail.com, hwppod@gmail.com.
There you
Thank
go.
you.
Okay, and I'm at Big Irish J on everything. And this week and Friday, I will be at the LA Comedy Club for a show called Stupid Town, and it's spelled STEWPIDTOUN, Stupid Town. But it's at midnight this Friday, LA Comedy Club. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna do some new shit, and so
The German show? I don't understand the U.
I don't
Yeah.
know, dude.
It's the stupid town.
That's actually pretty
I
good.
mean,
It was a pretty good accent.
good.
So now you get to hear me and Sean High for our outgoing message. But before that, Phil and I
Happy
would like
New
to
Year.
say
Oh fuck.
bye.
She loses her spot, and then she gets kicked out of the school.
Jesus.
It's absolutely mind-numbing to me that happened.
Dude, you do so many
no.
dumb fucking things when you're 15. Like,
No.
and yeah, what are you, a wrestler?
Yeah,
Motherfucker?
don't, dude. Good God, that's the worst background yet.
Oh, Philip.
Worst background, foreground.
Yeah, foreground.
At least he was on time.
For what?
No, I'm just fucking with you.
For
603.
604.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. Hold
Oh,
on.
yeah.
I'm about to fucking crash everything.
Out of curiosity, why'd you send that text out today? Today?
Wait,
You
which
said-
one?
I don't know, just some out of the blue text, and you're like,
So he said 5.
I'm just wondering.
Yeah,
what you
and
did that.
then I typed in "bada bing, bada boom" for a GIF,
Yeah.
and that's what popped up for "bada bing, bada boom," and so I just thought it was hilarious.
All right, I'm putting the dog in his fucking hole because he keeps barking. I gave him a chance. I was like,
Yeah.
all right.
I'm gonna kill him.
That's
Ah, it looks
good.
like the
Sure
dog's
does.
getting comfortable.
Fuck.
And now my cat just did this over. You can't see it, but behind my laptop, all of a sudden the head went bloop.
Dogs?
My cat.
Oh. Here you
She's
go.
on the
Sean.
table. I lost the battle, dude. You're on the table. Go ahead.
That bad?
Yeah, I feel like my lighting's like really bright too, but whatever.
Dude, yours looks really good, man.
Okay.
You got good color.
Why thank you. Oh, look at that.
Jesus.
Look at that dick.
Like father, like son.
Tiny as fuck.
Can I not zoom that out?
And then tiny as fuck.
I should do it one time with the baby Bjorn and the dog. Don says,
I will walk off.
Oh
dude,
my God.
me laughing and smiling in that was because of you guys. Just I was like, I cannot.
I know. I told that story to somebody else, dude. Jackie. And I was like, dude, get ready for this. And then I was like, and by the way, this whole laughing thing he's doing is because he couldn't have a straight face taking the picture because he knew he was taking it. Which always, that just makes the story better.
Yeah.
So good.
What the fuck? Did somebody get raped on that bed? What is that?
It's my backlighting.
You're gonna set your shit on fire. Look at it.
I gotta change the shirt too. Hey Google.
Hey Google, change my shirt for me.
Turn the bedroom light to blue.
Got it. Changing the bedroom to blue.
That did nothing. Where are you,
there.
Phil?
It's blue back there now.
He's like, I'm in hell.
I'm in my bedroom.
At the rehab
Yes, at
place?
the
At King County.
Okay.
Okay.
That thing's not gonna catch on fire, is it, Phil?
All right, since it's gonna take Phil like
don't
30 minutes
care.
to get ready, I'm just gonna piss real quick.
Yeah,
Yep.
go ahead.
Yep. I'm going to go finish writing my fucking.
Memoirs.
I just spit everywhere.
You know what? This is
Oh,
this
God,
is
my
going to be
fucking-
at the end of the podcast. I'm going to fucking add this for everyone.
No.
Oh yeah. Look at Sean. We got our little pets.
Oh, yeah. Mine's submarining over here.
I'm going to we're going to do our like top. We'll say 3 2 or 3 things that that are great about your cat and my dog, and the top bad things. I know I
Just
really
you guys.
what?
Damn, this is one of them.
Just you guys are doing that.
Okay, do you want to do it about your new
I don't
cat
know
or
your
dog?
fucking animals.
Yeah,
I
it
just
looks
don't
like
know
you're
any
not
shit
part of
about
it.
your animals.
that's
Dude, you're gonna fall so many stories down. Hold on, dude. We're gonna have to deal with this thing. Hold on,
Yeah.
hold on. This is falling apart. Oh god. Look at this is asinine. See what I'm saying? She's like a fucking monkey.
Wow, she's getting big.
Jeez, yeah, she is getting big. Holy shit. She
Nice,
looks
that's
like
a huge
she's
tail.
tripled in size from what I remember.
Yeah.
So this isn't gonna work.
Shocking.
I mean, I need to have my mic like right here.
So when I was like, "Hey, I'm going to send you an invite at 5:55," your brain doesn't go, "Okay, cool. So I should maybe at 5:40 start getting this, so by 5:55 I'll be ready." Your mind goes,
I've been trying.
"No, but your mind goes, okay, 6:03 I'll log in, and then let's try and fucking go."
I was
and
working
then I'll
on
set
some
up.
stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me just get a shirt on.
All right, I'm gonna hit this bull then and be back 3 times faster than he is.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
All this I told him, Manny, I was like, I'm putting all this at the end so people can see again.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, Philip. So Kim and Kanye really getting a divorce?
I didn't put that. I wonder if Sean put that. I hadn't heard that. So you're
Oh,
saying there's a chance?
I mean, I put it.
Oh, okay.
So you
I didn't know.
There's a chance.
With Kanye, I'm
Yeah.
talking about. This will be all at the end. Check that light. For real, Phil. Check the light to make sure that that's not going to set anything on fire. I legit am concerned.
No,
Worried.
I know. It was like that last week.
Oh, are you going to do your virtual background?
You weren't so fucking crazy, man.
I'm fine.
Phil, that's a nice one.
Okay. Yeah, you
Thank
are.
you.
All right. All right, Wrinkles, you better chill. You gotta chill the fuck out, bro.
See, man. That's what
All
I'm
right.
saying.
Wrinkles.
Guys, all ready? Oh no, Phil's still not
The
ready.
level of close on the face is off-putting.
Yeah, but
It's not your face. It's that it's so close, dude.
I don't know how to zoom out. I need to put the fucking camera back further or something.
Right. Yeah. Camera goes back further.
But I look really clean. It's a
Your
nice,
mic sounds
it's a
horrible.
nice-
It
it's
is
a nice
clean.
quality. Yeah.
Are you going off the mic?
Oh, let's make sure.
Sound like it was when you got that close to it.
Yeah, this will be.
Yes, it is. It is. Yes.
Okay, if you could just do that and cover your face with it during the podcast, that'd be perfect.
Can you not scoot your camera back? Is there a problem with scooting it back? I'm just wondering. Like,
I
know,
love that
literally-
he's annoyed at you, Sean.
Yeah, I know, right? Literally picking up the tripod and moving it. It's like just that kind of
You
simple movement.
Wouldn't believe what my
I
setup
would,
is. I have
actually.
my laptop on top of a oblong box.
I thought you were gonna say I have my laptop on top of an addict. He's just on his hands and knees. Don't move, Frank.
Stupid.
Oh, your butt got stuck. Your butt got stuck.
What's that look,
That's
Phil?
funny.
Ready?
Blue steel. I don't know. Okay.
All right.
I look so fucking framed in right now.
All this shit is getting on at the end of the podcast so people can see the Phil Fox
I'm
experience.
just gonna have to hold the fucking. I'm just gonna have to hold the mic like fucking.
Perfect.
Yeah. All right. Back to you, Bruce, with the weather.
If a person fucking listens to this till the end,
Yeah.
you deserve a prize. Your prize is to go to iTunes and rate or review this podcast. Give it 5 stars, you motherfuckers. Fucking say something nice. Oh, you fucks. I'm dying right now. You motherfuckers! I've been doing this fucking piece of shit for 5 years. I'm averaging about 2 fucking reviews a year. Go fucking write some, you motherfuckers. Oh, fuck.
That is the realest I've ever heard you.
God.
Yeah, dude, what the fuck?